Miraculous, simply the best, up to the test, under arrest, parking a chest. So I watched the Miraculous movie. I liked it. If you like the show, I'd say you would enjoy it too. It's a really faithful reimagination of the events of the first season. I'm actually pretty certain some of these clips are recreating the ones actually in the show, but I'm too lazy to find them. This movie has a lot going for it. I think the big thing I absolutely loved about this show was Ladybug and Cat Noir themselves. Their dynamic was perfect. I could honestly see these two interact for hours. I'm not gonna lie, the moments of romance between the two are some of my favorites in fiction. I didn't ship Ladybug and Cat Noir in the show, but I most certainly did in the movie. They were adorable together, and especially with how they animated the teamwork in this movie. A minor gripe that I had with the show is that the teamwork between Ladybug and Cat Noir has always felt a little bit scuffed. I mean, they've acknowledged that in the show, but it kind of always just seems to boil down to Cat Noir is bait. Ladybug thinks of the big plan to save the day while Cat Noir is bait. But it's not like that in the movie. These two actually do teamwork, and I love seeing it. They actually work like a well-oiled machine, and I'm all for it every time. Even the non-hero stuff, when the characters are just them, it felt awesome to watch. Alia, Chloe, Adrian, Nino, everyone felt so much more grounded in reality when compared to the show. Like, I would actually know these people back in high school. I just love Alia's design in this movie. Massive glow up. And I didn't hate Chloe with a burning passion for once. For better context, I despise Chloe. I always have. I absolutely hate characters who have this delusional high in their self-praise and yet so bottom scum of the earth material, but gets away with it? The entertaining thing about delusional bastards, as I'm gonna call them, is that they get what they deserve. Chloe doing these obviously fucked things and everyone just has to let it slide cause my dad is the mayor. It pisses me off so much. She acts so high and mighty over it, I hated it. In this movie though, nah, she was mad chill. She now behaves more like a prideful rich bitch, which I'm way more on board. Again, I can actually imagine meeting someone like that in high school. This movie was way more digestible. None of these characters felt like they were too smart for her age. None of them felt like they were just a little too exaggerated in how they behaved. No, it was just a genuine high school setting. Like Alia saving Marinette's butt from Chloe by recording everything in front of them instead of doing some bullshit tier smart thing like, I don't know, using a ball of yarn to trip Chloe with magnets. It just felt more real, and I loved that approach in this movie. I also liked the approach to the lore. It was a bit more casual this time. As much of a mess of a show Miraculous is, it's like watching two trains about to crash. You want to look away. You want to look away so bad, but your eyes are glued. They have to see this through. But it genuinely has good world building. It actually did a good job explaining the world, the powers, the Kwamis, the rules of the Kwamis. They don't leave much to audience speculation, which, coming from the waterfall drops that was Sonic can get. I wrote Give Nights at Freddy's in the script. Oh my god. Sonic and Five Nights at Freddy's was super welcome. In the movie though, the lore takes more of a back seat. You more or less are informed, hey, Marinette has the powers of creation and Cat Noir has the powers of destruction. And you really don't need anything more than that for the movie. It works out really well. Oh, did I forget to mention? This movie is a musical. Yeah, Miraculous the movie is a musical with entire song numbers to it, and these songs are actually pretty good. You'll definitely catch me listening to them on Spotify time and again, especially the duet. I really like the duet. I won't say too much right now about that because I actually plan on going deeper into it in this video later. Even the Kwamis are nice to watch. Tiki being 11 times more sassy than the original movie was not a change I was expecting, but it's a cool change nonetheless. Even led to a pretty funny joke in the Ladybug song. I love how this time, instead of the sensei choosing the Kwamis, they themselves made the decision. That's such a cool idea and twist, where instead of you needing to deserve the power already chose you. So this movie is a masterpiece, right? Careful. No, I'm sorry, this is probably funny to a specific demographic of people. If you are that demographic, I'm sorry for you. Like, okay, there is a specific context where a fart joke can be funny. But this is just rancid. It's just disgusting. And I also don't like Plag being tied to this character trait. Like, really? You're giving him that character trait? Stomach issues? Not all the jokes fall flat though. Some of them made me lose my shit, I'm not gonna lie. Not even because the joke itself is funny, but the way the character said it, it just...
What are you supposed to be? A watermelon?
What are you supposed to be? A watermelon? Come on. It's so good. Okay, back to bitching. I'm also gonna be a little honest. The romance arc was a little bit meh. Like, Bug Noir. I like Bug Noir a lot. They did a great job with it. But Adrianette, I don't know about you guys. Marinette's feelings for Adrian never felt justified, even with the time skip stuff. They barely talk and no dynamic really gets established. And I think the movie knew that, because during Cat Noir's confession, Ladybug clearly feels something and is trying to reject it, and then after Cat Noir's confession, Marinette literally has a moment where she tries to convince herself she likes Adrian, which is strange. I know that's probably a more realistic approach, but it just tore me a little bit to just see this absolutely amazing dynamic between the two heroes get sidelined just because Marinette had feelings for someone else she honestly didn't really feel like she had feelings for. It's weird that after that moment too, Marinette never has a moment where she's like, wait, do I actually like Cat Noir more? Which also made the end of the movie less satisfying to me. Like, the fact that Adrian learned Marinette was Ladybug was the right move, it just didn't feel impactful with the explanation, especially when beforehand, the two had a fight. There is tension because Cat Noir got rejected, and you would think there would be some needed conversation to work out, but we didn't get that. I personally think it would have been way better where during the scene where Adrian talks about missing Ladybug, the ring on his finger lights up, Ladybug wants to talk to him, and then have this entire thing where she begins to explain to Cat Noir the trip she had with her feelings when it came to him, realizing that she loved who Cat Noir was, and then do the big reveal. I think that would be such a good way to end the story. Heck, imagine during the credits, the two just start dancing on a random stranger's rooftop. It'd be funny, but it would also be adorable. That being said though, I want to repeat this. Cat Noir and Ladybug's love story is so good. The duet, the small little spar match they have, the cute insults they throw at each other as pet names. It's such a cute dynamic, and I love how both of them just seem so genuine around each other. Those two felt like they actually connected. The trust was there. They were strong together, and it made me wish we had more moments of them in the movie because their dynamic was so well written. And again, the duet. The duet is so good. My favorite song in the movie. Even though I didn't actually like the music in this movie. How dare you? What? How could you hate the music? It's a musical. I said the music is good. That doesn't mean I think it was good in the context of the movie. I have major complaints when it comes to that. Musicals' music is inherently different from the ones you would find in a music video or album. There are, from what I've seen, 4 main fundamentals of musical animation that is consistent in every good musical animated movie. Although, before I get to that, let me address some minor complaints first, specifically Marinette's voice. It was baffling to me that Christina Wee wasn't chosen to sing these songs. Do people forget she's good at singing?
Another day, I'm back at school.
She's not just Marinette's voice actor. It made listening to a lot of these songs weird, because at one moment Marinette would sound like this.
Are you kidding me? We almost died. People.
And then another moment she sounds like this. It just threw me off so hard. I get that Lou's the singer of the intro, I think. But wouldn't that have been more fitting for the songs in a movie that don't have the character singing? Like those Uruguitas from Encanto? Having it be Marinette's singing voice, I just couldn't get used to it. Now back to the major complaints. Aside from like 2 songs in the movie, none of the tracks had the necessary build-up I felt it needed. Courage in Me happens abruptly after an explosion. Time wasn't even given for Marinette to notice what was even going on before the song. My Lady had some build-up, but it happens immediately when Marinette leaves. If I Believed in Me happens immediately after one sentence from Marinette's mom, and Chaos Will Reign Today starts immediately from a cut of Gabriel looking at Emily's portrait. There is a concept of theater that is applied to these movies, and it's simple. If movement isn't enough, you dance. Or when speaking isn't enough, you sing. That is how build-up is supposed to work. there should be this gradual transition showing how the character verbally feels before it becomes vocal. But verbal in this movie is many times just 5 seconds at best. Look at We Don't Talk About Bruno. There was a full 5 minutes of build up to the song, and it made the transition feel so much more natural in effect. In this movie, as far as I could tell, only You Are Ladybug and Stronger Together had the needed build up for it to feel natural, which, coming from the 8 songs that are in this movie, is not that good. These songs would work better if they were given the needed verbal or movement build up to lead into the music, but most of the time it just doesn't happen. Another thing about build-ups is that the songs in a musical, especially nowadays, they all need to build to unique songs. Songs in the musical to have to serve the purpose of helping to show characters' emotion, and less noted, their progress too. But this movie has 3 songs that are fundamentally the same song. If I Believed in Me, Courage in Me, and Reaching Out are all fundamentally the same song. All 3 of these songs are about Marinette questioning her own self and her own capabilities, just with different directions, which is way more than needed. Moana needed 1 song to explain her feelings with How Far I'll Go. Mirabelle needed 1 song to explain her feelings with Waiting on a Miracle, and everything else is working with what those songs establish. This is also why I don't consider Reaching Out as a song with good build-up, because the scene that leads into it was her getting rejected by Adrian. But instead of singing a song about heartbreak and heartfelt confusion, she sings a song about being enough? That isn't the build-up you are looking for. As far as build-up is concerned, the fact that only 2 songs amongst the 7 or 8 that is in this movie, it means a lot of times when you're watching this movie, songs just feel like they're happening way too abruptly. Some songs even take place what feels like just 5 minutes apart from each other, when you're still feeling what you were supposed to feel about the previous song. To put it in the most layman terms, these songs needed more time. This is my personal biggest complaint when it comes to the music. These lyrics are great in the context of listening to them in an album, but the movie? No, not really. Like I said, if movement isn't enough, you dance. When speaking isn't enough, you sing. Lyrics in musicals are designed to be the characters speaking their deepest, honest truth. The songs, in effect, is supposed to be as personal as possible. But most of these songs feel like they would be music I hear in an album. These songs are supposed to feel like their songs. Songs that are tied to this character and feel like those characters. You can only ever associate Waiting on a Miracle with Mirabelle, not anyone else. Even if you relate to her lyrics, it's still her song. It's still her feelings being vented out through lyrics. The only songs that are actually personalized like this is You Are Ladybug and Chaos Reigns Today. Again, 2 in the 7 or 8 that are in this movie. The only maybe I can give is Stronger Together, and even then you can argue that is very general lyrical writing. That is the split one for me, so 2.5 out of 7, which sucks too. Like I said, why isn't Reaching Out about Marinette singing about her heartbreak? Her not understanding what she felt for Adrian or Cat Noir? Her making clear mention of them and not understanding what to feel? That would feel more real and more personal to the character. Why isn't If I Believe in Me making clear references of what Marinette's dream even is? You get only a subtle reference with the line, "The colors in my mind." And even then, that can be taken generically. Why not get into why Marinette doesn't believe in herself? There's so much space to really get into her character through this song that just didn't happen. Which again makes the song feel too general, when the beauty of musical numbers is that they can be as specific as you want. As far as I can tell, the song only ever uses motifs once, in You Are Ladybug. That's it.
I have one job. I'm good at it.
When you have a movie based on a TV show, it just makes sense to inspire some of the musical numbers off the series motifs. Whether it's the end credits or the battle music, the show already has a clear style of music to it. Why wasn't it applied that much in the movie? This isn't just musical numbers, this is also the movie's soundtrack. It sounds way too generic, like something I already heard before. You Are Ladybug is the only song that uses the Miraculous motif. Yes, there is the montage sequence with the full version of the intro song, which yeah, it's there, but that's less of a motif and it's just a copy-paste. It works a lot less here. There are clear instruments and styles that are used in the show, and it's just weird it barely gets referred to in this movie. The music just didn't feel that unique, which I feel falls in line with the lack of personalization I feel with the movies. Staging during musical shots are important to help visualize how the character is feeling or feel what the character is seeing. And personally, Marinette being in a dark area singing about finally becoming Ladybug instead of being in the middle of the fight just doesn't work. Yes, seeing the literal insignia of the Ladybug is cool and all, but that's it. Ah yes, I really like the moment when the clothes come out of Marinette's book and then clothes come onto the characters looking completely different. Oh, is she walking up the staircase now? What is that supposed to represent? Jumping on clouds thinking about Ladybug. Okay, actually that's cute. It's all of these things combined that made it pretty hard for me to enjoy the music in the movie. Again, these are good tracks outside the movie's context, but in the movie, it feels like it lacks identity. Oh, by the way, Careless Whisper is in this movie. They also use the meme scream at some point as well. I'm too lazy to find that clip too. Conclusion. This movie is good. I liked it. Watch it if you're a Miraculous fan.